Hello and welcome to another gardening with Wraggy. So here, 20 months ago, I took the job here after a terrible time at Nottingham's Park Estate. And you know, if jobs save your life, this is that job. So as we look in, brought the hedge down, straightened all the hedge. The lawns were not maintained properly. I put a border on the lawn, although I need to straighten that one, to be honest. So don't look at it too closely. Yeah, it's on the wrong. That gets mowed every week. It's all striped up. You can just vaguely see the lines as things grow. It's going to get more pronounced. In these borders, brought everything down. Planted all grasses below. Same this side. Brought it all down. Planted grasses, daffodils, and lots of other things as well. And it's all about colour. Colour is absolutely, but colour. Making life easy, you're never going to stop the weeds. It's impossible to stop every single weed. So by growing as much as I can, it's my way of trying to put a stop on the weeds. Now this is used as an overflow car park for weddings. It is what it is. And as you can see down there, eucharis, Verbena Barnariensis, Lycampumum, Brunera, obviously daffodils, planted. And so because people drive in and out, I've had to use chip-ins. And chip-ins are great because they dry the soil out. So if you don't want to go to the expense of keep reseeding, because to be honest, sometimes it can be too much. But yeah, using chip-ins there, it stopped it getting muddy, stopped it churning up, and it means the rest stays pretty dry. Needs seeding, to be honest, that's got to be done. Daffodils just coming to the end of their tenure now. And we've got this area here. Again, this is going to be grass seeded over. Where the fence line is there, I've got fuchsias over there with leucanthemums in buckets for now. The leucanthemums will go, and it's going to be a fuchsia hedge just to the height of the fence with leucanthemums below to give colour. But the fuchsias will give lots of colour. This is going to be grassed over this area and this area at the end of the year. It's too late now. It's the fuchsia's growing back. So that fuchsia there was ridiculously overgrown. And I pruned it down. It's growing back lovely. Sometimes, a hard prune is necessary. And again, here, just some random wallflowers, although the dryness of the warmth last week has actually dried some stuff out, so I need to do some watering. In these beds there, you've got arabis, you've got Rebecca's, Primula candelabras just showing through. I love Primula candelabras. Binariensis, Lobelia grandiflora. Obviously a bay. They give lovely colour. They all planted. Obviously it's early in the year, so nothing's going to be in flower. Antirrhinums across here. They're looking a bit leggy at the moment, but they're big, so they should grow amazing next year. There we go. And the thing is to do, for me this year, is to grow more and more antirrhinums to really push the antirrhinum, what I'm doing with antirrhinums. So we'll go further around. Didn't think anybody had come on live, to be honest. The channel is so in its early days. Well, it's actually 4 years old, but you'd never know. I did start it and then never did anything with it. It's what it is. Beer reviews took over. Yeah, not a bad hobby, but there you go. So, today. So here, this was a nasty patio just here. Look at. I need to get the camera angle. There you go. It was a nasty patio. I planted it again with polys, but loads of mixed wallflowers. And just look at that. And as long as I deadhead, as soon as they start to go, they'll fill that area in. And basically, it'll be a perennial bedded of wallflowers. And again, in this area, brought everything down, pruned everything down. Off the wall to show the wall up. It's a 344-year-old building, the most part at least. Loads of new daffodils coming up in there that I've planted. They were a bit late because they were planted late. So yeah, There it is, Cockliffe Country House. You know, if ever a job saved my life as someone who suffers with anxiety, that is the place. So we've got lavender here. That was all here before I came. You can just see the lavender. Yep. So this area, this was the first project area. This was brambles, where all these daffodils are. It was brambles and nettles up to past waist height. Battered it all down, got the scars to prove it as well. And look at it now. Obviously, the daffodils are just starting to go over. They were there for Easter. The bluebells will start to come through. But as you can see, 20 months in. Now, this tree's going because it's dead and it's going to drop at some stage. It's going next week, actually. But this area here, we're in the country, so it's a cesspit, basically. It's like a big macerator. You know, no, so all this area, not the chipping area, because that's staying permanent because of the maintenance to that. But all this area, again, was full of brambles, full of, the arm's killing me. Yeah, full of brambles, full of nettles, and God knows what else. And again, I'm going to plant it with fuchsias, Verbena bonariensis, lots of flowers, not only to give colour, but to also try and, you know, hide that. And again, for here, all this was brambles that you see in here. And if you look at this border here, this was all put in by me last year. So all that, all the way around, was a border. Then it's got polyanthus, again, leucanthemums. Oh, and it's freezing as well. So then we go over here. So if you look at this border here, Sweet Williams, Canterbury bells, leucanthemums. Canterbury bells are going to flower this year. They're bursting already. Fantastic. Eucharis here. And again, all this was brambles. You couldn't get into any of it. 7 years of, you know, obviously not having a pretty good gardener, you know. I was lucky, not being big-headed. I was lucky to be at the right place at the right time as a gardener. When Nottingham City Council cared about their gardening. And there you go here. More planting done, daffodils, verbena. Same here, more planting. This hedge, this cherry laurel hedge, was about 15 foot wide, about 10 foot high, knocked it back, and now it's a wealth of green again. Good morning, Chris. How are we? So, wallflowers across here. And again, the plan is to go all the way up this border with wallflowers, to absolutely flood it with wallflowers. I bought all the plants down in this area just to show off the wall. It's all about features more than anything. Box and bubbles, yeah. This is where the Wraggy's Beer Festival is going to be next year on my wedding vow renewal day. Yeah, that's going to be great. Yeah. I need to remember, I've got to be careful not to invite the old YouTube community. Yeah, it could be a lot of people. I have to pull my finger out and get there. So, into the important, this, what you've got to imagine. Imagine with this, waist height. God, that was the sun. Yeah, everything's coming now. We're in bursting season. You got to imagine it was a dumping ground. It'd been left to just go to hell and heaven. So it was full of weeds, full of rubbish. I got rid of the rubbish. It took about 3 months to get rid of the rubbish. And then over time started putting beds in, vegetable beds. So this is my little, an oasis, kitchen garden oasis. Doesn't look anything at the moment because it's the wrong time of the year. Little herb garden here. Just there, that's all the herbs, chives, dill, rosemary, parsley, basil. And here, oh God, my plants are suffering. The last few days, the dryness, wow. First job this morning, bloody watering. And over here, all my little nursery. So fuchsias, grasses, forsythia, sedums. And if you look into the distance along there, there's absolutely shed loads of stuff. 5 to 7, I've got 5 minutes. I can't rattle too long. Strawberry bed. Oh, there you go. Do you see all the bramble? Fucking hell, I felt them all. So there, you've got this the bloody sun. There we go. That was 8 strawberries last year. And it filled the bed, because under that there's a load of rubbish, load of rockery and that. There's no chance of me moving it. Same with here. This is all got vegetable seeds in. Most of the beds around me have got veg seeds in. Raw beans over there, raspberries there, rhubarb there. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera. It's very hard with that sun in the background. Oh, yeah. So, oh God, around this side. So I've got loads of cordylines over there. There we go. Good day. Morning. Load of cordylines there. They're growing. Again, fuchsias, forsythias. Loads, literally hundreds in pots. All these are new beds I've made, vegetable beds. And it's all about getting the most out of space, using chip-ins on the floor, covering the floor with carpet, then covering over with chip-ins. Stops the weeds. What it's all about. This bank was an absolute swine. But on the top of the bank, weeded it all off, got rid of nettles with roots like that. Never seen it like it in my life. And on the top of the bank, there's strawberries. The strawberries they've took beautifully as well. You can see them strawberries. And there's forsythias at the back. What the forsythias will do, they will grow high, and the strawberries will come this way, creating, hopefully, a strawberry bank. And there you go. There's the broad beans there, just in the background. Cold frame here with seeds in. I'll take you inside the marquee. And so inside the market, there's no bloody mice in here. I can't stand mine. Lots of antirrhinums growing there. I can't remember the name of them. Leeks, antirrhinums, tomato plants, pumpkins. Pumpkins all the way over there. Lots of cuttings. Some have took, some haven't. In these pots here in the middle, all down this middle, dahlia seedlings. A bit early yet, not all sprouted. These beds, 2 lots of dahlia seedlings. Up here, antirrhinums up there, chives there. Oh, why is it you can't remember the name? You know when you every day you deal with these bloody things. So there's my beds over there in the background. Fuchsia cuttings in these 2 beds. Just chuck the fuchsia, get a cutting, put it in soil, leave it, keep it watered a bit, it'll root. 2 beds of lycanthemums ready for the big tree removal. Again, fuchsias, they didn't work. Eucalyptus, yeah, it didn't. The cuttings didn't grow. More fuchsias. And yeah, it's a former wedding marquee. Hopefully the boss is going to get me a couple of polytunnels. And this area here, it's a bit a dump at the moment. That's going to really be where the polytunnels are going to go. 1, to hide the bank a little bit, and 2, that's a bit of an eyesore, but it was a functional eyesore. So the final little walk around then. C and H on the banking grass. Hey, you can just about make it out on the camera. Yeah, definitely, mate. Eating your own veg. Now this border here, there's a cherry laurel hedge all the way down. Dahlias in front. The dahlias, because of this warm weather, they should be sprouting any moment. Here, that's a bed with grasses around the edge, panicum. Verbena in the centre, but it's wildflowers. I want to create a little bee oasis, just so somewhere where they can go, and I'll have to hand weed it instead of using any chemicals, which I don't really like using anyway, but you can't always win. So yeah, dahlias across there. Across this section, the back of that laurel hedge, there's verbena, there's daffodils, there's also fuchsias. So they are going to grow, give colour. Everything's got to grow, nothing grows super fast straight away. Same with this border here. This is dahlias with a cherry laurel edge at the back. This is the cesspit drain off. So basically, where all the piss, all the urine and everything else goes to. I've got hydrangeas in here. Now, hydrangeas don't care what the soil's like underneath. They love water. Perfect. They'll flower blue on here. Because of an alkaline soil, they'll flower blue. The plan is to have a good 100 to 200 hydrangeas in this area. So they grow up to about this sort of height, and they're just a wall of colour, absolute wall of colour. I am going to plant underneath. You can see in the background, there's a bit of yellow over there, primulas. And if they work, I'm going to flood it underneath with primulas, above with hydrangeas, and then never have to look after it again. That's the plan. So this border, this was brambles. I mean, that was all brambles galore as well. This was all brambles galore. It is now a herbaceous border with lots of different varieties of herbaceous perennials, with daffodils all spread all the way through the back. Now, the thing with daffodils, if you've got clumps of daffodils in your garden and you have not separated them for years, pull them apart, replant them, they'll send off more little kiddies, and you get this basically free plant. So as you can see, I've left the stalks on so I can see what's what, and they're all growing. So soon I've got the job of going along, tidying it all up, and then spot weed killing. There's no way you can do it all. You know, it's 12 acres both sides. And yeah, there we go. This, like I said, it was all brambles. Well, you can see there in the edge. That's what it was all like, and it's been a good one. And that's it. Thank you for joining me on my tour of Cockliffe. 20 months in, the journey is still a long way to go. The colour this year should be amazing. I'll give an update in a few months' time at both workplaces, because as the season goes on, it's going to only ever get more interesting. It's just a shame I didn't mow the grass before I did the video. But this is getting mowed on Friday. That grass is getting mowed again. I'm mowing weekly. I'm not really taking much off. This I'll take some off this. But again, this grass here, waist height, full of bloody rocks and everything. Got it down, and yeah, it needs mowing again now, to be fair. But yeah, it's been a journey, life's journey. Cheers. Thank you for joining as well. Cheers.